A subscriber commented on a video I shared on how to store cassava, and it reads, Sianoki, can you give me another deep tutorial on pounding fufu, like things that makes the fufu lumpy, how to control your hand when another person is pounding and things like that. I I responded that I would bring the video to her before the year ends. That was 2021 December. We are in 2022 February. I promise not to put timelines on my reply again, okay? But here we go. Welcome to the channel. My name is Sianoki. Always a pleasure to have you here. So I am going to use yam to answer the question that was sent by this beautiful subscriber of mine. I'm super sorry. I apologize for the delay. Since I give a timeline, okay. So this is my first time of pounding yam. I mean, when it comes to cassava, plantain, or cocoa yam, I've done it several times, but yam on its own, it is my first time. So I have peeled my yam, I've washed it nicely. I'm going to pour some water, cover it, let it boil until fork tender, and then I'll drain the water, then we are ready to pound. Now, truth is, the day I pounded the fufu, I didn't film the peeling and boiling of the yam. So this yam, actually, we had it with some pepper. One thing you should note when you are pounding fufu, very, very important. And even for every other thing, make sure you wash your hands with soap and running water. For fufu, it's even extra because once you are done pounding it, you are not even boiling it. It's going straight into your mouth. To answer my subscribers' question, one way you can avoid having a lumpy fufu is pounding it very well at this stage. Okay, make sure that you are crushing it very, very well. um as you can see, I am going, when I put the yam in the mortar, I go round, the one I put in, to make sure that everything is crushed. Once it's crushed at this point, there's a high possibility that you're not going to have a lumpy fufu. Okay, so please note that sometimes too, it is not our fault. The cassava itself, it's not good. So it comes with practice. And when you start pounding, when you boil your cassava and it is not good, you are able to tell, from how it looks. And then sometimes you may have to use your knife to sort of clear the back, cut the back or cut somewhere. Oh God, how can I explain this? But then I hope you get me, okay? And then most importantly, when you're crushing your fufu, I pound, twist, because at this point, if you don't do that, you may have all your food all over. If this cassava is going to be all over, okay? So especially for yam has this fluffy feel. So if you don't twist your pestle, you have food all over. Yeah, sometimes it's not that cool, but yeah. Just pound twist. Another thing that would help you not to have a very, or not to have a lumpy fufu, is not adding water at this stage. At this stage, you don't have to add water when you are putting your yam or cassava at the beginning, where you are crushing it individually. Please do not add water. When you add water, you are likely to end up with lumps. Okay, so at this point, you just, from the beginning, you just go in with your stuff. And then once it is done, you bring everything together like the way I am doing right now. I am just bringing everything together, still twisting my cassava, twisting my pistol every now and then, so everything comes together. It is after you have your fufu in sort of almost one piece that you start dipping your hand in water, and then just like this, so that you're able to get everything from the mortar, the one sticking around. You're able to get everything from it. Oh, please, if you've not smashed the like button, I'm smashing some yam here, you better do that. Thank you so much. Kindly like this video. To avoid the fufu from sticking around or in the mortar, you go in to dip your hand in your water every now and then. I have a bowl of water. Unfortunately, my the way I position the camera is not really showing everything. Okay, so this is it. This I as I said, this was my first time pounding yam, and I didn't expect yam to be this hard. Like when you are crushing it, it's very easy because it's so soft. Like I don't know, it's very fluffy, so it's easy to put them together. But then when it is together, hey, it is so hard. This yam was so hard. If it's cassava, it takes quite I don't know. I think cassava is relatively soft, but let me know in the comment section if you're a fufu person and you really do you know the difference. Okay, so let me know. And when it comes to yam fufu, or it comes to fufu, I feel like Ghanaians have a different way of doing it as compared to our neighbors, and I can say Nigeria, because they have a different kind of mortar and pestle. So they just put everything in it and they pound it. I mean, the only time they go in is when they are probably adding water around it to soften it a bit. Okay, so with our Ghanaian mortar and pestle, every now and then you have to go in with your hand. Now, the second part of it was talking for my subscriber, was talking about how to control your hand when another person is pounding and things like that. So at this point, I am not the one pounding. I started pounding with my one hand, but when it got like this part that is really hard, my husband is helping and he is pounding. And answering this question, I would say it is experience, experience, experience again, not just for the one driving the fufu, but the one pounding. Okay, someone can have a muscle and everything, but if the person doesn't know how to pound the fufu, person better up crashing your hand. Yeah, so it's all practice, and I believe with time you can get it. So you pound. If it is the first time, you just make sure that you go in there, you take your hands out fast. I don't know how to explain it, but all I can say is experience and time, because what you are watching now is not me using my one hand, it's my husband helping out. Okay, so if you really want to go this way, then it's just experience. Once you start doing it with time, you get used to it. Okay. One thing I've also observed is that Ghanaians, our soups are relatively light. So usually we want our fufu texture to be as you are seeing on the screen. It was say enso, and most people don't like using yam for fufu because they don't get this texture. I think you just have to let it cool a bit. I didn't let it cool completely. I let it cool a bit. Our Nigerian neighbors, or I don't know, they have I mean, when I've watched a couple of them and I see the way they cut their fufu, and it's quite different. The texture is quite different. It's more like mashed potato. I don't know. Please let me know. Okay, please, I beg. And you can see that based on how their soups are, their texture also goes perfectly with their soup. Okay, so this was my first time, and I think my first time pounding yam fufu, it was a success. I'll say that. But then again, I have a very I have experience in pounding with plantain and cassava and cocoyam. So probably just a transfer of experience here that made it very, very easy. Another thing I noted was that the yam, it didn't have any lumps at all. So when you're able to crush it very well from the beginning, you don't have any lumps. I have a recipe of this soup which went perfectly with it. It was so delicious. Please check it out. And I would like to say that please don't be hard on yourself. Right now, there are creative ways and other ways of making fufu without pounding, okay? So if you are not getting it, don't be too hard on yourself. Thank you for watching.